In this video I'm going to do a full walk around of my 5x8 In this video I'm going to do a full walk around of the truck box. The truck box is a 5x8 cargo trailer that I converted to be the ultimate overland, off-road, off-grid camper trailer. I live in Northern Ontario and 95% of the province is Crown public land. Now not all of it is zoned for recreation and camping, but there is a lot available. Now this is sites that are off-grid, off the beaten path. There's no water, sewer, or hydro hookup, so I was very interested in building a camper that can allow me to get out into the hinterland in a sustainable and responsible way. Along with this, I wanted my camper to not just be a camper. You know, the one problem I have with RVs or other dedicated camper is that if you're not camping 6 months of the year, well, those 6 months that trailer is sitting in idle. And so that's why I chose a cargo trailer, because I wanted to maintain the usability of it being a utility trailer, as well as I've designed this thing to be my off-grid ice shack in the winter. And so I literally pull this on the ice, and this is my ice fishing hut. So this trailer took me about 5 months to build from start to finish. If you're interested in watching a step-by-step process, I have a full build playlist showing, from beginning to finish of how I converted this cargo trailer to be an off-road, off-grid overland camper. So as you can see, I kind of have the trailer set up in a little park here. This is actually my in-laws' property. Because of the current lockdown and restrictions in my area, I'm unable to actually go camping. So we'll start from the exterior and work our way in. This is just a bare bones 5x8 United XLE cargo trailer. The first thing you might notice in the front is the storage box. This is a trailer storage box that I bought from Princess Auto, and in here it actually houses some of my essential tools and equipment that I use to set the trailer up. I have a fuel pump and a fuel filter. That is for the heating system, and there's the tank there for the fuel. I'll explain more on that later as we go into the trailer. I installed an RV window, and because I installed larger off-road wheels, ones that match my truck, so it's a redundant set, so if I'm out in a remote location and ever have a tire blowout, I have a spare that can either work on my vehicle or on the trailer. So because I installed larger off-road wheels, I needed to custom fabricate fenders. These fenders are very heavy duty. They're bolted to the trailer and they're made of 1-inch steel tube and 16 gauge steel plate. As you can see, I have holes here that I need to finish the marker lights, but these are bolted to the trailer. The reason why I wanted these to be so sturdy is so I can use them to step on and access the roof. On the roof I have a 180-watt solar panel, and my trailer came with roof racks, which is perfect for putting up a canoe or other things I might bring out camping with me. On the side here I have my 15 amp 120 volt AC hookup. That is to recharge the battery. I only need 15 amps because I'm not running AC or any other intense electrical devices. So we'll walk around the back here, working our way in. You can see that the door has been heavily modified. This is the work surface that pivots up and locks into place. As well as I have a nice little handy shelf and a light bar, which provides, a nice space to work at night. Along with that, on the door, I have installed a 120 volt AC plug. That has been routed through a flexible conduit that I designed myself. This conduit protects the wires inside and allows it to coil when the door is opened and closes. I've gone ahead and installed my own RV door latch, so this allows me the ability to open and close the door from the inside. Inside the trailer, it's very simple design. I wanted to keep it minimalist and simple so that I can still use this as a utility trailer when I'm not camping. So on each side, I have 2 beds that fold down to make up a full queen size bed. These are held in place with these spring-loaded gate latches. There's 2 on each side for each bed, and they do a nice job at keeping the bed in the upright position. These legs simply pivot down, and I would like to install a locking mechanism keeping the legs 90 degrees when the beds are deployed. This is a simple tray that I built, and they're hinged to this hard piece of wood, fully supporting the bed on that hinge point. On the right side is where the main bench is, and that is used to sit if you're inside working or when you're ice fishing. So I've installed catch covers, 2 of them in the floor, and essentially these are, pretty self-explanatory. They are covers that you can pop open. So in the wintertime, I use this as my ice fishing shack. I have 2 switches. One is to control the lights on the ceiling, so I have 6 puck lights installed on the ceiling here, and then I have the other switch that controls the light on the door. On the ceiling I have aroma cedar planks that I installed, and I must say, if you're doing a converted cargo trailer camper, this is worth the extra money because the smell just makes the space so much more enjoyable to be inside. On the roof I installed a roof vent that has a pull and push action fan. I've installed some hooks that fold down, which are very handy for gear or my coat. And in the front here, I actually kept it very simple and very minimalist. Again, just for simplicity's sake, as well as being multifunctional. And so in the front here, I have 2 cupboards for storage. I've yet to make shelving for them. They'll serve nice to store clothing. And in the middle here, I have a folding down table. I like to call it the bookshelf because eventually I would like to add shelving. And this table, when it's in the upright position, will keep everything inside. And then when you're stationary and you're inside the trailer, you can pivot this down and use it to work. So as you can see, this is a very comfortable space to sit in, and this work surface is very comfortable to work at. Single bed actually works very nice for a single person, but what I can do is fold down the other side and have a larger queen size bed, large enough for 2 people and a dog. And there you have it. My heat source is a 12-volt diesel heater. That thing has actually proved its worth. It's very fuel efficient, uses barely any electricity, and has been able to keep this trailer nice and toasty warm even during the winter. The trailer is outfitted with a 100 amp hour lithium iron phosphate battery. So as you can see, my battery monitor is actually blinking. That means I'm charging. And currently, as I'm recording this video, I am getting 1.7 amps fed into my battery. There's not much sunlight today and it's very cloudy. My battery is pretty much full, so it's just actually, compensating for the electrical draw of my lights on the ceiling. So staring at the guts of the thing, here you can see my 5 kilowatt diesel heater, and so there's that vent going up into here, so that's my heat out into the cabin space. Above that, I have my 120 volt breaker box. That is a 15 amp breaker on there. I'm not planning to ever use more than 15 amps, so that should serve plenty. This big boy in the middle is a 2000 watt inverter charger by Renogy, and so far this thing has proven its worth. I'm able to plug into shore power, and then this will automatically begin to charge my battery, which is a 100 amp hour lithium iron phosphate battery by Canbat. Super happy with this thing, and I would totally recommend that company. I have an EPVer MPPT solar charge controller. This is a 30 amp unit. All my 12 volt is ran to a 12 volt fuse block. If you're interested in how I wired all the electrical system, I have a video of how I installed everything. So that's all the electrical components, the sort of backbone of this off-grid system. I figured I should show you how I use the space to work. So I'm actually about to do my final thesis presentation, and I'm doing it from the truck box, which is very exciting. I'm super nervous. Wish me luck. Yeah, as you can see, I have everything set up. The table is down, so I have a nice space to work. my laptop's plugged in, I have my cell phone booster plugged in, and the heater running, keeping the space nice and warm. It's about -3 out right now, so I figure I might as well get the space warm and controlled. So yeah. So I figured I should shoot this now, kind of live reaction. You're looking at someone who just passed their thesis, so this is super exciting. I'm very excited this chapter in my academic journey is coming to a close, but that my thesis and my project has opened new doors that I'll forever, keep working on. So thank you, this is awesome. It's nighttime now, and I figure I should show you the trailer at night. So, thank you for watching the video. I'll be happy to answer any questions in the comments, and I've had a lot of fun building this trailer. And if you're interested, again, I have a full build playlist from start to finish of how I converted this cargo trailer to be the ultimate off-grid, off-road, overlanding camper conversion.